that don't look like self-defense weapons, but they're also legal. Now that covers just about everything in my book, because I think self-defense starts with here, the set of principles, starting with situational awareness, paying attention to what's happening around you, and then being able to put yourself into a better position. Usually that means a smaller stance, or if there's somebody getting ready to break into your home or your classroom or your door, being able to conceal yourself behind the door, getting into a better position so that you can take immediate action when you have to fight and you can't run and you can't get out of there. So this is life or death self-defense. We're gonna focus a lot on things that might be in a classroom or a workspace. And again, this is not an exhaustive list. There's so many self-defense tools that don't look like a self-defense tool, and they're also legal to have. And I'm gonna start with a really obvious one first, and that is this. Hello, Richard, it's good to see you. Your basic fire extinguisher. These are in almost every public space. I have one in the front door and one in the back door. I have these in my car. I have these in my house. Most of you have them too, and you have them in your environment. And it's very effective to use, not just as a traditional spray it in his face kind of thing if you had to defend yourself, but also it's a heavy metal, especially when it's full. And you can hold it on one end and use it as a striking tool. You can hold it with two hands and smash with it. You can hold it this way, coming in and smash for self-defense. If it were an active shooting situation or somebody with a knife or another weapon, and again, you can't, we're past run and hide. We say run, hide, fight. This is the fight part, right? You don't have any other option. You have something like this. Top G Hustle, welcome. Says he has a question. Welcome to everybody who's here so far. But this is obvious, I brought it up, but people don't think about what's obvious sometimes. I wanted you to see that. Alsair, thank you for that donation. Really appreciate that. Top G Hustle asks, what's the point of knowing how to use nunchucks? In my opinion, it's more for fun, it's for brain development, and it teaches you angles of striking, so that's great for self-defense. So you might not carry them, but you might carry one of these other tools I'll show you and use the striking angles of nunchucks, and then it becomes very effective. You'll see in a minute. So this is number one. I'm gonna try to go through this list fast. I just want you to see. Hi, Mike, it's good to see you. Mike and I work together in another situation, and Mike, this came from a conversation today when I was talking to a group of teachers, and they said, hey, would you come into my classroom and show me some things around the classroom that I could use for self-defense? And I said, yes, this is one. This is where we're gonna start. So fire extinguisher, you point it, you have to know how to pull the pin out, spray it in his face, blind him, take away his ability to see you, and that's a principle of self-defense. What can you remove or destroy for self-defense? His ability to see or breathe temporarily or permanently, his ability to hit or strike or use any weapon he might have, and this is what we're gonna start with. I'm gonna try to put it down without breaking it. And the second thing, because this was something that someone mentioned today, and at first I thought, that's funny, why would you use a ruler? They're brittle, they'll break, but when you look at one, especially this old school, this is how most of them are still made, there's that sharp piece of metal that's in the middle. Now, if you had to, you could pick this up very quickly. Upon striking, you might cut your hands a little bit, but this is going to be a great slashing tool for self-defense. You can remove his ability to see, you can remove his ability to effectively come in. And if you don't have any other choice, that's what we're talking about. Hi, Isaac, it's good to see you. Isaac's asking about nunchucks. Yes, Isaac will make a nunchuck video soon. But you can defend yourself using one of these. It's a good jabbing tool and it's a good slashing tool. Now it will break, but if you're focusing on using this tip as a slashing tool, it's gonna create a lot of damage. That little bit of metal is gonna slash very, very much. And to answer that, Top G Hustle is yes, more than once. More than once, many times. All right, so next. Also something you find in a lot of work environments, especially the classroom. Hello, Doug, it's good to see you. Yeah, Doug says, especially old aluminum racers or aluminum rulers, and I have one of those old yardsticks that's aluminum. Not only is it sturdy and strong, that would be a great two-handed striking tool. For you, hello from Hawaii or Aloha, thank you. A pair of scissors and a good titanium sturdy set of scissors. Most teachers have these, most work office environments have a good pair of scissors, titanium or something like that, and you would just grab and have a firm grip. And it's obvious how you would use this for self-defense if you had no other option but to defend yourself. Hello, Sensei Emmett, it's good to see you. Sensei Emmett, I got your email this morning. Thank you for that. I'm looking forward to seeing your book. Sensei Emmett has a book coming out make sure if you haven't done so, you go and take a look at his channel and sign up. He said he's getting ready to get really active again. So I'm gonna put that one down. Again, that's one of the obvious ones. The old swing line, and this is I think this is a Staples brand, so it's not as nice, it's not as heavy. But the old swing line, if you have a workplace that invests in good work equipment, you're gonna have those heavy duty staplers. And you can use the stapler closed or you can use it open, and you can use it again as a striking, slashing tool. Now it's gonna come back and close on your fingers unless you hold it here. You can punch with it, you can jab with it on either side, or I would personally, because I have big fat hands, I would just leave it closed and I would probably hold it this way and strike with this. And the idea is, if you don't have any other choice, someone's coming through the door and they have something like this and they're shooting or whatever, and you have to, we say run, hide, fight. There's no more run, there's no more hide. You have to fight to save your life, the lives of others that you're taking care of, that you're protecting. Anything you can pick up that you can use, you're gonna have to use it, even using your bare hands. And again, it all starts here. Situational awareness, better position, where are you gonna stand? These questions will pop into your head. You take a deep breath. That's not gonna take away all the nerves. It's not gonna take away the fear. It's just gonna start to calm you just enough that you can think of some good ideas, some things that you can use. So the stapler, just a smashing, hold it like this, punch with it. That's gonna make your punches so much harder because of the weight and having something firm to wrap your hand around. Now, speaking of that, having a weight in your hand, using these markers, and this is just an off-brand, like dollar store marker, but again, offices, schools have nicer supplies usually because they're meant to last longer. And a dry erase board marker, or these big old fat markers, or even a big Sharpie, holding that tight in your hand, you can jab with it, you can swing it this way, you can come backhand smashing this way, you can come over the top smashing to the nose, into the eyes, into the teeth, or the throat for self-defense. Again, the question is, what can you remove or destroy? And then you have it in your hand this way, and even just striking, you're gonna hit so much harder because you're holding on to this in your hand. Now, the next one's a little bit different type of self-defense tool, and that's the good old hand sanitizer. These are everywhere now. Yeah, Sensei Emmett said one time he saw someone grab a staple gun. Yeah, those big old staple guns from behind the bar counter. I have one back in my stock room that I use to staple things together. Like the ones you would staple furniture with if you're reupholstering something. Those big staple guns, those do a lot of damage for self-defense. But the hand sanitizer, full of alcohol, you unscrew it, put a big glob in your hand, and then just smash it into his face, hoping to get in his eyes, his nose, his mouth, choking him up, making it hard for him to see or breathe. Again, you're asking, what can you remove or destroy for self-defense long enough that you can get away, or maybe you can press the attack in another way, knock him to the ground, take that thing out of his arm, out of his hands. I was talking to our tech guy at the school yesterday, I think, and he said he was just recently at a seminar, and someone said, you stand behind the door, the guy comes in, and you just grab and hold on. If he has one of these, you grab and hold on to it, and then you'll have all the leverage in the world, and then you'll hold on for dear life. He's not gonna be able to rip it out of your hands because of the leverage. Same thing with, and it's way over there, I'd show you. I'm not gonna show you the other one that I have because it's loaded, but if he's got a handgun, you can grab the end, and then you have leverage on this. And I'm not saying, Krav Maga, take it away and do all this stuff. I'm just saying, if it's life or death, you have no other choice, and you instinctively grab that barrel, you're gonna have a lot of leverage, and then the other elbow striking to the head for self-defense. Now, this one is a favorite tool of mine, and I'll pick that other one up in a minute. And this is just a metal. We're trying to get rid of all the plastics in our household because of what the plastics leaking into your food, into your diet, and especially what it does to young boys. We have a young boy, so we're getting rid of all of our plastics. We've gone to metal and glass water bottles only. And so if you carry something like this, you might want to carry it just for the purpose of self-defense. And my mother-in-law often, she carries one, a little bit slimline, that fits her hand better. And she says, when I come home, she comes out of the office downtown late at night, she has to go to her car. She immediately pulls out the keys in one hand, and she's got a water bottle in the other hand. She's ready to jab, she's ready to strike, she's ready to smash, she's ready to bring it back this way. And she shows me all those motions, and she said, that's how I would use it. And I said, I think that's probably the best way to use it. Just a simple, basic, keep it simple. You don't have to do anything fancy. It's not a martial arts weapon. It's a smashing, defend your life, get home safe, let him go home in the back of an ambulance weapon. So think about your water bottles, how you might use them. And I would ask you, please, as a favor to me and our virtual dojo, put in the comment section, because comment section will last longer. Put in the comment section all of the self-defense tools that you have in your environment. What is a self-defense weapon you could use that's not a self-defense weapon, doesn't look like a self-defense weapon, and is legal to carry, and put those in the comment section. Hello, ex-NYC Prepper. He says he has his Quantum shirt. There's a link below if you want to get a Quantum shirt. I appreciate that, NYC Prepper. This is a smaller one. I sell these. Let me grab the bigger one. I'll be right back. You can always see me because of the mirror. This one is 1.25 inches. It's made out of oak. I make these. I sell a lot of these to my students here. And if you want one, there's a link below. Or go to the hardware store, do-it-yourself shop. Buy yourself a 36-inch hardwood dowel rod. Don't go for poplar. Don't do like white pine. But get one of these tougher ones. And then, G Hustle asked earlier, what's the value of the nunchucks for self-defense? And these are the same strikes using this. Now this is for a smaller hand. This is for a big fat hand, or just if you want something that hits a lot harder. It's just a piece of wood, and you can have this in your work environment. And if anybody questions what you have, you can say it's a muscle roller, or you can say none of your business, or whatever. It's paperweight. It's a drumstick. It's a fidget spinner. Anything can be a fidget spinner or a fidget toy these days to keep your mind focused. But that you can grab hold of it. You can hold it this way, jab this way, smashing this way, coming down over the top, using that long side to smash, bringing it up under his chin, down on top. You can change your grip using it this way, the same way you would a short sword or any other stick, swinging this way, taking two hands and smashing with one side or the other side, going in, boxing his ears, bending your knees, sticking it up into his solar plexus, knock him back. Yeah, muscle roller, Alita says. And since Amos said, my comment section is not big enough for the weapons list that he has, but please put some of them in there. The whole idea of you participating in the comment section, you being everybody, is that all of your ideas might be things I didn't even think about. And like I said at the beginning of this, self-defense tools that don't look like self-defense tools that are legal to carry everywhere and anywhere, that can be anything. And sometimes it's a great exercise if you go around your day and you look in your living environment, your work environment, your school environment, wherever you are, and pick up things and think, how could I use this if I had to, if it's life or death? Now, I also said something to these teachers, Mike, if you're still here, and this is something that I feel compelled to say. The teachers shouldn't feel like they're the front line. They shouldn't feel like it's their job to be picking up a stapler and picking up a ruler and defending themselves. We, the community, need to protect. If we can send all this money overseas, protect other people, why can't we spend some of that money to get more law enforcement in schools, to harden the schools, to get better gates, to get better cameras, to take care of all the mental health issues that are causing all of these shooting violence incidents. That's just my soapbox for the second. But it's something that I wanted to share because I hate the idea. I'll teach anybody self-defense. I'm passionate about it. I think everybody should know how to defend themselves. I think it's great for any time, whether we have lots of peace in the world or if we're in a chaotic situation like we're in now. But having said that, I also have, since this whole thing started with the schools, I've been thinking these teachers shouldn't have to be terrified going to work with that in the back of their head. That should be something that we could have solved a long time ago. It makes me sick that we still haven't done that. But Mike will tell you, we're taking care of that over here, and we're gonna make our situation the best and the hardest that we can be. All right. John says many touch-up spray in the eyes, anything you can spray. I have a Windex in the front desk. You can Windex them, that stuff. If you've ever got it in your eyes, it burns, and it doesn't burn for a lot. It's not like spraying them with CS gas or something, but just whatever you can do to then close that distance and smash with your elbows or hit them with something else, or maybe push them back out the door and secure your door. Whatever you can do to get them out of your face to save your life is gonna work. So there's no wrong answer, that's my point. Now this is a local magazine. You see the purpose. I'm not trying to show you that dude. Just the Jupiter is a local community here. This is one of those, you know, look at the rich people of Jupiter and how nice they dress, and you know, who went to what party in the back, the social pages, a couple recipes, some recipes, the dining guide, right, and in the back, all the big houses that you can buy. There's one in here for 28 million. Who would have thought we'd have houses for 28 million? They go higher than that too. Here are all the pretty people at the parties. Anyway, the point is, when they put these magazines out, these advertisers pay a lot to be in the magazine, so they make it really nice, and it's this nice, thick paper. It's not like the cheap throwaways that you sometimes get. And these are everywhere now. It's a new, I don't know if it's newer or they're just popping up everywhere. But I picked this up because I wanted to show you, you can use one of these to roll. You have to start with the paper side, and you get it as tight as you possibly can, and you squeeze it and you roll it. We got to look at the time because I have had security meetings all week. We've been getting lots of stuff done. So I'm in a security mindset over at the school. But now I have an improvised stick that I can shove in his face, I can jab in his ear, I can stick that in his throat for self-defense. I can smack him with it, hit him this way, hit him that way. I can even block something. You can't cut through that. I'll show you. I mean, it's a little bit longer than that, so you have some reach advantage. It's better than nothing. It's better than trying to take this razor sharp blade out of somebody's hand, and you can't cut straight through it. Does it cut? Yeah, obviously it cuts, but it doesn't cut straight through it. No matter how hard and fast you're swinging that, it's gonna cut it, but you're gonna still be able to defend yourself with something like this. And you can smash, and again, smash with it, put two hands on it, use it this way, smashing, turn and smash him this way, bend your knees and stick it into his solar plexus or into his throat. And the idea is that it's a force multiplier, all the strength in your arms and your hands and your chest, your body is, yeah, it's the same thing as a Tombow, Alita says. Tombow is that short wooden stick that I put the link below earlier that we use for self-defense. This is, I have a ruler. I was gonna say if we measured it, so it's almost 11 inches there at the bottom. Oh, there we go, get it back up there. Yeah, so it's 11 inches. The Tombow's 18 inches, but 11 inches, again, better than nothing, and as long as you keep it super, super tight. Yeah, John says you keep a small baggie of light sand in your pocket, you can throw it, a handful of rocks. A lot of people in their office, they'll have one of those painted rocks. You know, my kids paint rocks, I paint, and then you have little love messages on them, or they say faith, or they say confidence, or whatever, and it's just a paperweight sits on your desk. You pick up that rock, you can keep in your hand to smash with, you can throw it. I think you should always train throwing. That helps your accuracy, especially if you conceal carry. You want to be a better shot. You want to be able to hit your target and nothing else, right? Throwing right hand, left hand makes you a great shot. But you can pick up a lot of things and throw and strike somebody at a distance. And again, it's better than nothing, and it might do the trick. The point is to fight back. And I've seen this shift in the last 2 years with, and you know, it's this frustration that people have. We've been saying run, hide, fight for so long. We've been saying we've got to do something about school shootings, office shootings, mass shootings. And I'm not getting into the politics of all of them because I have different opinions than a lot of people. All I'm saying is it's silly that we keep having the same conversations and nothing really seems to be done about it, that we're still seeing slow response time from first responders. We're seeing you know, mismanagement, mishandling. The thing that happened in the Uvalde where they took them an hour and a half just to do anything, and they didn't really do anything until it was way too late. So we have to become our own first responders. I'm saying we shouldn't have to do all that. But if you have to, having options and knowing how to defend yourself is very important. I forgot what my point was, but it was something like that. Anyway, you guys have been awesome. Please, again, if you would, share in the comment section. And if you could do that in the comment section and share this video with somebody else. Try to get more people to join us in this conversation. How can we defend ourselves in our community? And then at the same time, let's put some pressure on the politicians to actually do something. They always say they're going to do something. They come up with these legislation. There's legislation here in town that provides for a certain amount of training, but trying to get that training, I found out over the summer, was nearly impossible for us. And so we went and we found it somewhere else. So you can't rely on the politicians to save you. You can't rely on anybody else to come save you. Be your own first responder, train like it, get first aid training First aid, we're doing that on next week. Mike's helping with that. Mike's group of great guys are going to come in, give all of our staff basic first aid, how to stop the bleed, and learn how to do that, and learn what to carry if you drive a car. Learn that you don't want to put gauze on a burn, right? Learn what to carry for in case you come up onto an accident and there's a burn victim. In case somebody's bleeding, how do you stop the bleed? In case somebody needs to have their heart compressed so they can, come back to life and until the first aid can get there and take them to the hospital and save their life. Learn how to do basic first aid for yourself, for your family, for your community, and then let's get out of our houses and get out of the echo chambers of social media and learn how to support each other as a community. We have more in common than we have apart. Anyway, you guys have been awesome. Thank you, Michael. It's good to see you. Yeah, Top G says keys, using the keys as a slashing tool. And I didn't grab those. I thought about doing that, but I thought I had a short period of time. I'm almost out of it. And I would save that for the next one. So put all your comments in the comment section below, and then we'll make another one of these, and I'll bring in some of those, and we can keep the conversation going. Anyway, you guys have been awesome. I will see you in a little bit.